Welcome to the Coast N Tiki podcast, a unofficial guide to coasting theme parks, roadside attractions, unique dining, and escapism from that corporate grind. Let's get this show coastin'.
Hello out there. We have a pretty packed show tonight. Let's get to it. So as part of our first top rundown, and Reg can attest to this, we were at the MGK concert that made some pretty big news on being the one that rained out MGK. Halfway through. The show was pretty good. I never expected to see a Statue of Liberty head with a blunt. That was interesting.
Yes.
Also, the lawn was like, I don't think I've ever seen so many cell phone lights out on a lawn.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, his show had a lot more energy than a lot of other shows that I've seen. I don't know, maybe I just haven't seen it in a while. Maybe MGK fans are just a lot more, like, brittle to the weather.
Yeah, I don't
even know if I used the right term. I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like it has to be an accomplishment for seeing that shelter in place
Twice.
Yeah. And the fact that they were telling basically shelter in place. Anyone under the pavilion needs to stay under the pavilion. And then anyone on the lawn is expected to go back out to their cars, which is like a quarter a mile out in a field on a hill.
Yeah. You get to be a lightning rod.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
I feel like they would be safer just standing on the lawn.
I found it funny that he actually tried to run back out there with his acoustic and security chased him off. After they told him, show's over, people have to leave.
That's okay. And then we just got dissed by him when he was in Grand Rapids. So
yeah, like, what the heck, man? What's that for? I thought he loved us. Also, Pine Knob, like, parking people, like, hopefully you don't know me, any of you in real life. What happened there? I was very confused. It felt like all the parking people, like, ditched. Or
yeah,
it felt like it.
I feel like when that storm hit and they ended up just turning on the lights and basically telling us to get out, I feel like they told their people, don't go outside. Because they showed up eventually.
Oh, eventually, but
it just took them like an hour because of the storm, probably.
I'm curious if they actually opened the other gates because we were not able to get out.
I don't think they did. No.
It was, everybody had to get off on Sheshaba to get out, which was kind of ridiculous.
You know, at least there's a light now.
That's true. That used to be a stop sign. Unbelievably. But yeah, that was a pretty good concert. With that, let's get into our coast down. So, first agenda topic, Tormenta allegedly was supposed to open on the 26th, and it got delayed. I don't know why it got delayed. I feel like I haven't seen much testing of the ride that much.
I think it was testing quite a bit. They just like, it was like, there was like a day that they were running it like the entire day.
Were they? I feel like you see a lot more test cycles on the rides before they open. I know they canceled it for one of those American Coaster Enthusiast events, and that was like, I feel like it was almost a month before this happened, and then they were finally going to have the media this Friday. Was it this Friday? I think it was this Friday, and then they delayed it. I guess it wasn't really canceled. They delayed it.
Yeah, just like how on Top Thrill 2's opening was delayed after it closed for a minute, and then it delayed, and then it delayed, and then it delayed.
Well, that's the Six Flags magic, though.
The good thing this is a Six Flags park. There's literally no timeline when this thing is going to open, ever. I don't know.
I feel like the purple thing's going to open first.
I think somebody mentioned that it's like, it depends on what they're doing. Like, if they're looking at specific pieces of track, then it's low-key over. Like, it may not open this year kind of thing. But if it's just like running cycles or something like that, there's a good shot it probably will open relatively soon.
So I wonder if any of this has to relate to the Claremont fabrication plant shutting down, and if like I don't know if this has to relate to something on why this is getting delayed, because I feel like there had to be it could be rising tariff costs and all that and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if that's really the case. I wonder if it was a quality thing that was going on, because B&Ms have been pretty rattly, especially their dive coasters have been very rattly, depending where you sit. So who knows? It'll be interesting. Universal Kids Resort has started previews in Frisco, Texas. Reaction's not been too hot, but they do have a Goofy Goober ice cream parlor.
Heck yeah.
I'd go down there just for that.
Coming. Just for that?
Same.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know this thing was even opening, at all. I never heard of anything until I saw one video of it yesterday, and I was like, "What is this place?"
Yeah, they really didn't advertise this thing well. They showed concept art, and there was barely any construction reports or anything, or anybody really keeping track of what's going on. And now they're basically almost open. I think my biggest pet peeve with this park, besides seeing some of the attractions with barely any theming, I kind of feel like Six Flags themes their stuff better than what this Universal Kids Park looks like. But I can't judge it. Apparently the kids love it. Also, another thing, I feel like I get it takes time for trees to grow in. Kind of like Lost Island. Lost Island takes a bit, but shade does not need to be grown though. It's not that hard to put temporarily the Cedar Point canvas shade structures. And it may not look hot, but they need to do something, especially with that Texas heat. Texas is not heat you want to play around with.
It's bad enough at Epic.
Yeah, and Texas, I feel like Texas gets way hotter than Florida.
At least Texas is dry heat. Florida is humidity and heat.
Yeah, Florida, you always feel like you're walking through a shower trying to get anywhere. So, I don't know. I will reserve judgment. I plan to maybe do a visit to it if I'm ever in Texas in the next couple of years, maybe, depending how much it is. Also, Universal Hollywood Drift is going to be opening up very soon, so they've already had some riders on it. It's definitely sped up, so I'm actually a bit more excited to get on this to see how it is. The cars look freaking amazing. And actually, I believe, give me 1 second here, because I don't know it off the top of my head. But the cars that you will be able to ride in are the Dodge Charger, a Mazda RX-7, a Nissan Skyline GTR, and a Toyota Supra.
So basically all of the fancy cars from the movie.
Yes. And they look like literally condensed versions of these cars. It's pretty amazing, the detail on these things. So I'm excited to get a ride on it.
I was going to say, we're going to have to make our way to California at some point.
We are. I have such a laundry list of what I need to hit.
I just processed that that's California and not Orlando. I'm a little less excited for this. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait another year to get the one in Orlando.
Oh, are they building another one there too?
Yes.
Where Rip Ride used to be.
Yeah, where the Rip Ride Rocket used to be. I don't even know if you've... I don't think you've been in the Universal parks. You've only been to City Walk, right?
Yeah, but I went to City Walk while Rip Ride Rocket was still there. And that was the first and only thing I was able to see, and the whole thing is gone now.
Yeah, the giant red coaster.
Yep. The one that goes straight up and basically straight down. Or that did.
Yeah, I'm going to miss that. That's going to be sad.
It was rough.
It was rough, but it was everything I wanted Rock and Roller Coaster to be. And now we don't have that, and Disney had the chance to make the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster, I don't know, change the trains out and make it so you can actually pick your songs, and they're like, nope, we're just going to put actually, I'm not going to give false information. I don't know what the new trains look like, but I know they're still the limos. So you should have been able to pick your music, in my opinion. If they were going to update it anyways, I would have waited longer for that.
Did they just reuse the same cars and just reskin them essentially?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why they didn't update them.
And not to derail it, but just for reference, when they redid the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disneyland Paris at their Disney Studios park, the Avengers Flight Force ride or whatever they called it, I think they literally just painted the limo black. Like, I don't know, maybe they said it's like Iron Man's super Batmobile. Wrong franchise. Close enough. Hey, I don't know. They all mesh together at this point. Aren't they all part of the same universe now that like James Gunn's like on the DC side? So they're one and the same to me. With that being said, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but is it Harryhausen's restaurant from the Monsters, Inc. movie is going to be included in the Monsters, Inc. expansion at Disney's Hollywood Studios. That was kind of rumored. I believe it's going to go where Mama Melrose's was.
So in the back corner.
Yeah, it'll be in the back corner. I think the guess right now from the artwork, it's going to be near the path that is going to take you to the Monsters, Inc. door coaster. So that'll be exciting. I don't think we really have a sushi place.
I was just trying to think that. I don't think we do, no.
I mean, at least in Hollywood Studios, Epcot obviously probably has one.
Well, that would be the teppanyaki place in Japan. I forget what it's called.
Teppanyaki.
Hibachi. I'm sorry, hibachi, okay.
Well, one's called Tokyo Dining, isn't it? Or it used to be called Tokyo Dining. I don't know if it's still Tokyo Dining.
It's the one on top of the Japanese, like, anime store, Mitsukoshi.
Oh, okay. I've never eaten at that restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, it reminds me of like a typical hibachi, like Osaka, Ichiban, Benihana.
Oh, you can just get that here. We have a lot of Japanese restaurants around here, surprisingly. Not just your Benihana. We probably have like at least 6 or 7 different... We have a lot of sushi places too.
We do, and there's that new all-you-can-eat one that's being put in right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I like that. I like to savor my sushi. I don't like to wolf down my sushi.
You know what? I prefer sushi to take over instead of Mediterranean.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Mediterranean. I have nothing against Mediterranean people. It's basically all that's around me.
Well,
around us.
We have a lot of Mediterranean food. And Japanese food. I almost feel like we used to have a lot of Chinese places, and I feel like they've been outnumbered by the Mediterranean places and the Japanese places. Even the Mexican places. We used to have a lot of Mexican places, and now those are outnumbered. So, what happened to like your usual? I just want a burger place. Give me a good burger place. Like, why have they all gone out? Like, our only staple for a good burger now is maybe like, I mean, you got the Fort Garage, but I'm not a fan of it. I mean, we got Red Robin.
Also, we have Naked Burger.
Oh, we do have Naked Burger, which is really good.
Where they cook with beef tallow. It's pretty dang good.
It takes them a while to cook their stuff, but sometimes it's worth the wait. Unless you're in a rush, then it's not worth the wait, but...
I feel like if you're going there, though, you actually have, like, time to spare.
Yeah, you would think so. I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for this new restaurant coming in. And then to top it all off, and I don't know if anybody on the show right now, I'm sure all you enthusiasts know this, but has anybody heard of Alabama Adventure?
I saw the video of someone getting on that thing.
I know. This park, it's like a cockroach. I don't understand it. It like started as Vision Land like way back, and it used to have like a boomerang. It had the Rampage coaster, and it had, I think, almost like an extended kiddie coaster. I want to say it was called Marvel Mania. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this ride, Rampage, I feel like has like been off and on being closed and open, closed and open. They were supposed to, I believe, add, I don't know if it was the RMC steel track onto it because they wanted to make it so it was less maintenance. They closed it for 3 years and then they ended up not doing that and they just retracted it. And now it's open.
Yeah.
Only after 3 years, but you know what? That's cool. I mean, at least it gives that park something more than like the Wacky Worm and the used wild off-brand Wild Mouse coaster that they got from Lake Winnie over in Georgia, which used to be Wild Lightning, which that ride was something else. That was a disaster. So, is there any topics I missed? That's all I got from kind of looking at all the news sources from shout out to Screamscape too for like always being a good news source to kind of get some information. I don't think I feel like there was something else I missed. I don't know if it was something just opened. To all you parks in Europe, all you listeners that may or may not be in Europe, or if we ever get any European listeners, shout out to all the roller coasters opening there right now that I don't know what most of them are.
It's a little hard to keep up with all that over there.
Yeah, I know Wiener Prater. I'm sure I did not pronounce that correctly, but I think they're getting another new coaster next year, which I think they just got a new one this year. I know the name. The name is Wiener Prater. But
I can't remember. I don't remember what type of new coaster it is. I think. It's it looks like it's a Mack family launch. Mack family launch.
was that's one they added this year, right? Or is that what they're adding in the future?
No, that's April 2027. There's a realistic chance I actually end up on this coaster by coincidence, but
I know. Out of all the parks you're going to go hit in Europe, it's going to be Wiener Prater.
yeah, just
maybe I'll get Olympia looping over there. No, that would be interesting. That's all the news I know on the rundown. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the show. So this week we have Grant from the Fetch The Swell blog, and he's going to give us, hello, Grant. Welcome to the show. So we're basically going to get a perspective of going to a theme park and enjoying all the sights and sounds without getting on a roller coaster. I know to some of you people that seems like blasphemy, but it is possible. I've even done it before. I've gone to Cedar Point and not gone on a coaster.
Sacrilege.
I have. So Grant, take us on your typical day at the park. What makes the amusement park enjoyable without getting on a roller coaster? Is it the shows? Take us what your typical day is, and you can basically throw it at any park, whether you're at Kings Island or Cedar Point or Indiana Beach, anything. So take us on through it.
Yeah. I guess background information for people who don't know me. I have a good amount of anxiety when it comes to bigger thrill rides and coasters. So I've been trying to push my limits a little bit more lately, but I've kind of found my little hard limit, and I'm not really anything you guys just talked about that wasn't like the restaurants or kiddie stuff, which sounds weird, but that's funny. Yeah, my normal theme park experience usually revolves around doing flat rides and a lot of walking and sightseeing, basically. But it's weird because main way I kind of operate when it comes to that is just taking walks around the park, seeing what's around there, what's available for like stores, food places, whatever for the future. And then finding flat rides I'm familiar with or look cool that I would ride. And then it's sort of a returning thing throughout the day with me with that type of stuff. I still enjoy theme parks a lot, even though I don't do a lot of the thrill stuff. The big thing for me with that is as well is, I mentioned taking in the sights and everything. So theming at a park is really important for me with that because, I mean, it's not like I'm going to have a bad time if the entire park is just like concrete and trees, but it certainly does help when it has a different kind of vibe to it. So then that keeps me engaged with that. So
No, I definitely hear you on that. Parks like Cedar Point, for example, you got the beach you can utilize. Just having all the walking paths with the shade, all the horticulture that they do every season, whether they put a planter clock out there or just some of the nice flower beds and all that. It can be peaceful, especially if you're going through the Frontier Trail at Cedar Point.
mhm.
That area is pretty peaceful. Um, you probably know what I'm talking about, but Kings Island has a nice area too, where it's kind of like in between. I believe it's called the Queen City Stunt Coaster now, but it's kind of like the path that goes like straight down the middle up to the Eiffel Tower. That's a pretty peaceful spot too.
Yeah. It's always interesting when I go to a brand new place to try to find out like what are more peaceful areas, what kind of energy, I guess, the different places have, which again sounds silly when you put it in a perspective of just like it's just like buildings with a theme or something. But when you're spending a lot of your time not on rides and actively doing the thrill stuff, it matters. It matters. I say recent, but it's been been a few years with this. When me and Bryce went down to Carowinds, that was an experience with that as well. Just like I don't ride roller coasters, I don't do the big thrill stuff and everything. So just take my morning, just kind of walking through, seeing what the park has, and again finding like food places that I want to come back to, like or shops I want to see for stuff inside it, that kind of stuff.
And I'm glad you brought that up because what do you think of Dollywood? Dollywood is a great park for not going on any thrill rides. I mean, you can keep yourself pretty occupied just going through their Craftsman Valley area.
Yeah, the artisan stuff there really it's really cool when park has also other entertain, like we mentioned shows and stuff. That's like the normal thing, but even like artisan crafts that Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, that whole jurisdiction of um, whoever runs those parks kind of have. That's a huge one for me too because it's just like having a bunch more interesting and thrilling or in, interesting experiences, more like not thrilling because that's more of the other stuff. Interesting experiences that don't involve like roller coaster, anything like that. It's something I never would see from another place. One thing I don't like about Dollywood, ironically, is also how much you have to walk to do everything. The park is so big.
Yes, that park and Silver Dollar City really like hills, and it feels like you're always going uphill. Even when you're going downhill, it still feels like you're going uphill.
Yeah. Ever since learning those two parks are owned by the same management company, a lot of things have made sense with like why I've confused myself or confused them with each other, and also some of the issues I have with both of those. But it also, what's it called? But not to slander that anymore. It is very refreshing and enjoyable that Dollywood has experiences like that aren't just traditional roller coasters. Even though they still have that, I'm sure you guys can attest to all the roller coaster stuff and everything they have, or even
Yeah,
just high thrill rides.
they have some good thrill rides there. I like that Dollywood though. Dollywood, and even if you don't like going on larger attractions, Dollywood does very well on trying to appeal to all audiences. For the fact too that I want to say the recent additions that they have added have all been under a 48, actually not a 48 inch. They've pretty much all been under a 40-inch height restriction, with the exception of Lightning Rod in the past 10 years. And actually, I think Lightning Rod was I want to say it was 2016. So, yeah, anything since the Lightning Rod has pretty much been a 40-inch height restriction for 40 inches or less height restriction for a lot of their attractions. So even if you want to dip your toes and getting on some of those rides, they're a bit tamer than a lot of parks, which is nice. A lot of parks have been starting to do that. Another thing too, I want to touch on too, and Reg can back me up on this, is sometimes if you don't like doing the attractions and you still want to get kind of that behind the scenes look at some of the parks, some parks do have behind the scenes tours
They
where
do.
you can go in, you can go in the park and actually, I mean, they're a bit of an upcharge, but if your whole focus is just kind of seeing how the park runs and you're just going for the educational aspect, or you want something that's just going to occupy your day besides some of the shows, there's a bit you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never done one of those personally, I think. If I have, it's been a very long time. But yeah, I've always eyeballed a lot of those because I feel like that would be a very enjoyable experience. Provided it's not one that's for me. I know other people would definitely enjoy it. I definitely know probably some of you guys would enjoy it. As long as it's not ones that are like, get on this coaster and walk up the entire thing to see the park from the top or something like that.
That's okay. I don't think I'd enjoy those either. It's okay.
Talking about the Valraven the sunrise walk where you walk up the catwalks to the top.
That was the thing that came to mind, yeah, but I know there's other parks that do similar things.
Yeah, I think Busch Gardens does something like that over in Williamsburg. I don't know about Tampa, but I know Williamsburg does similar stuff like that where you can get like behind the scenes tours. Speaking of behind the scenes tours, though, Disney World, I can't attest the stuff at Disneyland because I've only been there once, but they have a lot of tours you can do over there. I think one of them is like you can actually like go behind the scenes of like seeing the seeds and plants and all that on Living with the Land
I
ride.
was gonna say it's literally called Behind the Seeds.
I know.
Yeah, very
There's
creative. I was gonna say
So
you
fun.
have the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is in the Magic Kingdom, and it takes you down to technically level 1, which is the Utilidors.
Yeah, that's a really cool tour. I would hope though, and again, there's no shame. People have their different tolerances for different attractions and all that. I would hope at least everybody can get on like Winnie the Pooh. I would really hope so.
I was gonna say the only thing that really jostles you on Winnie the Pooh is just the up and down of you bouncing like Tigger.
I hate Tigger.
Careful.
I'm gonna put that out here right now. Okay,
He means no offense. He absolutely loves Tigger. He's lying.
Trigger warning. I'm sorry. I just he's a bit too jumpity for my liking.
You know what I never realized is that Tigger is literally spelled like tiger, but with 2 G's.
Not like the one roller coaster at Indiana Beach that's TIG''GR.
Don't even mention that thing. I hate that. I hate that whole place.
Bryce has evaporated back into the room.
I have immeasurable amounts of beef with that park.
I'm sorry for that language, Bryce.
No, it was it cut out anyways, but it's okay. It's just ridiculous. That whole place, like I've never really felt unsafe at too many parks, and it's between that and Mount Olympus. That the only ones I've actually felt like there's a realistic chance I could never leave that park.
Wait, so you didn't enjoy the mine ride thing we rode that had the actual elevator that took the cart up and it just flung you around?
That was genuinely
we rode that with Grant. Grant went on that.
Yeah, that was the safest ride there. Everything else looked like it was gonna try to like explode if you touched it. The American Turbo Loop was gonna disintegrate if you like breathed on it too hard.
I mean, they can only open it for like 4 hours to not put too much stress on the track, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is like a Mount Olympus way of solving a problem. They're like, oh, this is gonna throw a child out. Okay, let's make him 18 plus. It's like how does that solve the problem?
I assume your viewers know what Indiana Beach is, right?
I would hope they know what Indiana Beach is, because if you don't know what Indiana Beach is, then you haven't lived your life.
You can't.
You're missing out on the worst of life, the worst of what the world has to offer.
You're missing out on a vendetta that you guys have against the park.
I am on a mission. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I am gonna bring Reg with me to Indiana Beach.
Please.
I feel like that's like That's like you'd get arrested for contempt of murder.
I want her to see the carp, which
what?
is another thing you can do if you're not riding the roller coasters at Indiana Beach, is go to the carp farm.
They do have a carp farm. How about that?
Good
That
stuff.
doesn't redeem it.
Yeah, see, you can go feed the carp. You can go get a pronto pup. You can indulge and relieve your business at their wonderful restrooms.
Actually, worst restrooms of all time, by the way.
I knew that was coming. Come on, you just got to see the joy in Indiana Beach. It's cool. You're like on a seaside boardwalk in the middle of Indiana in the cornfields on a lake.
I will say the vibe of just kind of taking in that atmosphere of that was cool. I really enjoyed that. That was awesome. I especially liked being so close to the water. I don't know. It had a very different experience than most other like really theme attractions I've been to. Not even just like theme parks. And you guys can, and I gotta tell, though that some of you guys have thoughts about the rides there, but the park itself, no, it's very nice.
You know, I love the atmosphere. I'll give Bryce a bone somewhat that some of the rides suck. They do. I can't sugarcoat that, but just the fact that I feel like some ways it's even better than some of the seaside parks on the East Coast, just with the atmosphere, especially at night. On our website, I do have a picture, I think is one of the backdrops of Indiana Beach at night, and it's cool. I like the vibe of the park. Speaking of other parks that are great, and I know, Grant, you mentioned just atmosphere-wise, Holiday World is another great park to go even if you're not into the big attractions, just for the fact that you get to take in the sights and sounds of all the different holidays. We all know people despise certain holidays, whether you hate Christmas or you hate Halloween, you hate the 4th of July, possibly Thanksgiving, parks like that. But that park, and I think I remember you saying, Grant, that you haven't been there in a while, but that park, though, is really cool just for the fact that they kind of lean into the holiday themes on some of their stuff, and especially being a family-owned park.
Yeah, atmosphere of that is really nice. Another thing that really adds to just not riding thrill rides and stuff, but just being a park goer is, at least when I was there, I'm pretty sure they just had free soft drinks, period, which is huge. Even just like free water or just amenities in general like that, it helps a lot if you're spending your day walking and just kind of
And
being more on
sunscreen,
foot,
too.
because you should really stay hydrated when you're at a park like that. So
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
don't get dehydrated or heat exhaustion or something. So, but it's a lot nicer when you don't need to like pay out of pocket for that, and the park just provides it for you.
Yeah, basically don't go to the parking lot Six Flags parks if you can.
No,
Go
shout out to Discovery Kingdom.
Discovery Kingdom.
What
St.
is that?
Louis.
It's the park near San Francisco, owned by Six Flags.
Oh, you're talking about Discovery Kingdom. I thought you said Kentucky Kingdom for a second.
No,
I
no.
agree. This Discovery Kingdom, I haven't been there myself. I think it's one of the parks where, like, so I've been to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and yes, they did build a Scream over a parking lot. You can still see the faded parking spaces from like the year 2002 before it was built. But like Discovery Kingdom looks like they just keep carving the park into the parking lot. Like you can tell there's just like fresh cement, and then like you may see a couple parking lines like on the sides from the pictures. Again, I ain't trashing anybody's home park, or not trying to, but yeah, I don't think I have any desire to go to Discovery Kingdom. And that's a park I don't feel. Well, no, wait a second. That park can still be enjoyable if you're not going on roller coasters, because they do have an aquatic area, or kind of like a zoo
Yeah.
kind of area.
I was looking this up as you were talking about that, and I could see a lot of concrete. But yeah, I also see that they have at least stuff related to penguins and butterflies, as I'm seeing on Google Images. So I assume they might have an aquarium and an insectarium.
Oh, those poor penguins. Out of all things, it's penguins. I would have thought like I don't know. I know they have reptiles for sure because they put like a spinning wild mouse like through like a couple snake enclosures. Or I'm sorry, snake enclosures around it. You don't go over snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, at least.
That'd be kind of cool. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
but snakes climb. I don't think I want a snake spinning around me on a ride.
I think another park I want to what's it called? Another aspect of that I want to talk about that I talked a bit with like my kind of gripe with Dollywood is that when you're not doing a lot of theme stuff and you don't have when you're not doing a lot of thrill rides and you don't have a sense of like directness of I'm going to there and just making a path for it. Incredibly hilly, elevated, hard to traverse areas are a really annoying thing to deal with, which I can give that credit to Hershey Park. I actually really enjoy Hershey Park. It's a very nice park, very honestly just well kept park from what I remember. Food's great, everything's great around that. Obviously, the amenities of like the hotels and surrounding stuff is very nice, but there is so much hills and ups and downs and everything around that with the park that if you are going for round trips around that or trying to find something aimlessly without knowing where you're going, it hurts.
Especially if you're going up the Kissing Tower Hill.
Yeah, that hill is so steep. I don't know why they made the pathing like that. I know that you can't just like excavate the hill like that, but like I don't know why. I don't know why it has to
Yeah,
be that.
I never realized how hilly it was until I realized that the Great Bear roller coaster literally runs out of speed pretty quick when it's going back to the station because it's literally trying to climb up to where the elevation for the station is, which is right next to like the Kissing Tower. It putters out quick. Also, I want to know, Grant makes a really good point. You almost, unless you have the fast pass at Hershey Park, you almost don't want to do any of the attractions because waiting in lines at Hershey is absolutely brutal.
I've heard about that, yeah. But I imagine at that point, if there's something you really want to hit, you block out enough time in your schedule to hit it. If you're okay with waiting that long. But
Yeah, Reg was about to, well, I was about to go insane too for even how slow some of the fast track stuff was going.
Yeah.
And if the fast track was going slow, I can't imagine. So Hershey Park, my biggest pet peeve with them is like at least Cedar Point. I wouldn't say Cedar Point puts theming in all their stuff. I wouldn't say even decent theming, the theming they have, but at least you get like solid bars while waiting in line. Hershey Park only gives you like the chain link, like the chain to post, chain to a post, chain to a post. So you can't sit on them, and there's no shade.
that bit also hurts too. Turns out the sun's very hot in Pennsylvania, especially when you're around concrete.
It is, especially when I think that whole park is practically blacktop. You feel the soles of your feet just melting into the ground. Did you do, Grant, did you go on, there's a dark ride inside, well, the best dark ride's outside the park, but did you do the dark ride in Hershey? It's like the Reese's Cup Fusion.
The Reese's what?
I think it's called Reese's, I almost want to look it up, but I think it's Reese's Cup Fusion.
I think
It's
that's
like a dark
right.
ride.
That
It
sounds
doesn't
correct.
ring a bell, so I assume no.
I know what that ride is, but I don't remember going on it.
It's
It's a
decent ride.
It's a dark shooting ride, basically.
Yeah, it's an interactive dark ride.
The one you said outside the park, are you talking about the one that's just directly in like the Hershey store across the street?
Oh yeah, chocolate. Well, now that one's great. What do you think of that ride? Now that's a good one.
The mascots scare me, but yeah, it is a very, very cool dark ride. And also, obviously, just being in the building and everything, it's also, I mean, it's quite literally just like a short walk from the front gate. Provided that you are able to get back into the park, it's a great way to actually kind of cool off. But yeah, I,
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken, right? It's like literally in walking distance of the front gate.
Oh yeah, it is, and that ever since they added Chocolate Town after COVID or during COVID, whenever they added it, that is a perfect place to go if like you want to get out of the park and you want to kind of just enjoy some of the show. Oh, I forgot to, Grant, have you gone to the Zoo America portion of Hershey?
I have not for not enough to actually like be there. It was just a meeting point for a ride. So
Okay, that's another great area to walk around. Whether you like zoos or not, it's still kind of a nice area. I mean, it's definitely the most shaded area of the park where you can kind of get out of the crowds. There's usually not that many people over there, which kind of makes it nice.
noted.
Yeah, that's another good spot. I also want to mention too, in your travels, do you ever do the water park? Even if you don't do the slides, do you ever find yourself over there during the day?
If it's convenient, I guess is the best answer. And I guess it kind of depends on like, hey, did we bake water park thing into our schedule, or is it gonna just be easy enough for me to get ready for the water park, dry off afterwards, and then continue doing what I want to do? Because dealing with wet clothes, wet everything is not fun.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I can't get Reg over to the water park often either.
Nah,
No, not a
nah.
fan. Well, I get it. You're gonna be soaked and wet all day, and just like if you're going on a water ride, your clothes start to feel like I always say it kind of feels like they're crunchy once it dries because you never truly dry, especially in the humidity and the heat.
Yeah, humidity is not fun,
Yeah.
especially with that.
And lastly, about enjoying like parks like Hershey, for example, that chocolatier restaurant is really really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth hitting.
Where is that in there?
Uh, it is, and Reg, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's right across from Chocolate World.
That sounds right.
So is that outside of the park, like right next to it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's outside the gates. Yeah, on the second floor. Reg and
Oh.
I, yeah, it's right outside the gate.
Yeah,
They have
I know
some
what you mean now. I know what you
foods.
mean now.
Yeah, you can actually get. I remember going there once and getting a chocolate steak, which was interesting. Well, I guess it wasn't chocolate steak. It had chocolate steak sauce. But when Reg and I were there, we got like this Ferris wheel of appetizers. And I don't know how anybody can have an entree or let alone a dessert after having that big
I
Ferris
was
wheel.
gonna say, I think we mainly just did small plates.
I think we did.
Small
I
being a
don't
relative term, as we got a Ferris wheel of appetizers.
Yeah, I don't think we got anything else. I think it was only the appetizer and maybe a specialized drink.
Wait, so what was this place called again? The Hershey Park.
Oh, the chocolatier.
It just
Mm,
sounded like you said
I'm
the chocolatier.
The chocolatier. We
I'm
better
look.
not be having any chunks.
Well, I see the chocolate sauce you're talking about on like some of the. Let's see.
Yes, if you're gonna get anything at Hershey, definitely do the chocolatier. Ignore the restaurants and the hotel. They're ugh. Don't do it. Eat at the chocolatier. I beg of you, eat at the chocolatier. Do not eat some of the stuff in the hotels. They're at least at the Hotel Hershey. I did not like anything at Hotel Hershey.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. It's for your Ferris wheel sample. It's street corn egg rolls, chicken tenders, mozzarella moons, chocolate barbecue wings, and loaded potato dip. Yeah, I don't. That's an appetizer.
Mm-hmm. And for the price, it's worth it, I think.
Was it like generous portions and stuff?
I want to say it is. I still need to upload the blog for when we were over there. I'll have to post a picture. Maybe I'll throw it on our social media of the appetizer. It's huge, though. It fills you.
Okay.
And then the shows. Do you ever see any of the shows at the parks?
I tell myself I will, and then I kind of forget to do that. But I've seen some shows, especially during like holiday events. And
Right.
yeah,
And yeah, touch on that, because if you're not big into going on the roller coasters, going to something like a Winterfest event, like at Kings Island, is perfect for you.
yeah, especially with Kings Island's Winterfest, where all the thrill rides basically are closed except for like the Mystic Timber or whatever that ride's called, and all that. Which I know you and Bryce tend to ride a lot when you guys are there.
Yeah, it's cold though. I think we rode the racer last time, and oh Lord, I want to say it was like 20 degrees on the racer. So all of you enthusiasts out there that are saying that you want to go ride those tall roller coasters in like below 30-degree weather, if I feel like I am getting frostbite just from going on the racer,
Bundle up.
There's no way in heck I want to be on Orion or any of those in that. Just I can't imagine being frostbitten like that.
Hey, you know what? I'll throw this out there. I was we were at Canada's Wonderland on that maybe like November 1st or something for whatever reason. Or no, it was the night before. It was October 31st on Halloween. It was low key like 30 degrees outside, and they had all the rides open, and that was probably the greatest experience I've ever had at that park, because it was just so cold that even through my gloves I could feel my fingers just like going numb.
And that's your greatest experience?
Yeah, like I hit my finger against the restraint, and a third of my fingernail all the way up through the middle cracked, like to where it started bleeding through my glove, and I was like, dude, it's not that cold outside, right? It was that cold.
I can't
So
imagine
nothing as bad
going,
as that.
like on Alpine Fury or like Leviathan or anything in weather that cold. It doesn't sound too fun to me.
It really was. It was really as cold as you can possibly imagine it, but then like worse somehow.
Greatest experience, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was great because there was no lines. That's what was great about it.
Well, and maybe that's the true reason why a majority of the rides are closed. I mean, I know some rides can't run in certain temperatures, but I feel like everyone wants like everything to be open at Kings Island during Winterfest, and it's just not really feasible.
Yeah.
I don't know though. They run Mystic Timbers through the snow before, so
I imagine with how some of those rides are built, they are not meant to withstand that weather. While in Canada, they're probably way more accustomed to doing that, even if it's just Ontario, which is Ontario, right?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if people are gonna complain about the attractions open, just be fortunate that you're not Canada's Wonderland and they only have like Thunder Run open, and maybe like maybe two more coasters. I don't know. If it's not in the mountain, I don't even think Wonder Mountain's Guardian's even open during Winterfest. Like, and that event like sells out, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, any other notes to make, Grant?
Um, I don't really
Damn
think
it.
so. Besides the fact that, yeah, theme parks are just fun with even if you're not a thrill seeker. So at the very least, I'm living proof of that. I don't know if that means much, but yeah, I've been able to find my fun without needing to go on thrill rides. I've been enjoying trying to test that limit, obviously, but someone with anxiety, I can only take a little bit of that every day. So it's very nice to be able to just kind of treat it as a more low-key, relaxing experience, or just a more atmospheric experience rather than just a thrill.
Exactly, and you have been around the different parks around the country, and
Mm-hmm.
you still enjoy your day at the park, so that's just living proof. It is possible to enjoy the park. You just have to find the hidden gems to enjoy it, and there's a lot of beautiful areas of the park that you can enjoy and see shows and dining and just the atmosphere in some parks where you just have that whole like grand American midway. No, it's great. Do you
Yeah.
have any place people can follow you, Grant? Any social media or anything like that? Are you generally
Uh,
off the grid?
Besides Fetch The Swell for on Instagram and fetchtheswell.com for like a little blog of some of the stuff I do and all that. Not really, beyond just thank you for having me on for this. Yeah.
Of course, and we are gonna convince Grant to come back because we are going to do a Christmas in July episode where we are gonna dive in the future.
Ooh.
Oh, I hear Reg over there. Yeah, we're don't, but before y'all get your pitchforks, we're only gonna
Pitchforks.
discuss just some themes of Christmas. We're not trying to get Christmas out there early. We're just
If you
gonna
guys
talk
have an
about
issue with it, take it up with Hallmark.
yeah,
Hallmark
take it
does
over
Or me.
Christmas
Hallmark
in July all the time.
or
Or
Grant. You
take
can
it
take
Or
it
up
over
with
with
Grant.
me.
Grant.
Exactly.
This, yeah, that, jeez.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go through themes. We'll probably talk about Holiday World, but we're gonna talk about the best themed holiday entertainment you can find. And who knows? Maybe we'll branch into other holidays. Maybe we'll even start talking about a little bit of Halloween stuff. Who knows? And then next week is gonna be we're gonna do our America 250th show. I got the date wrong. We're actually going to record it on Tuesday because I didn't realize we're gonna go on a mini road trip. Some of us on the Coast N Tiki Crew up to the northern parts of Michigan to explore some roadside attractions up there. So we're actually gonna be doing it in a remote location, and Reg is gonna be holding down the fort, making sure we
Mhm.
are staying online, not by choice. She has to work, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, I'm just chained to my desk over here. I feel like sometimes run to
Yes,
the
not
bone.
the Coast N Tiki desk.
Just in general.
Just
Big
in general,
clarification.
usual career stuff. So, well, thank you, Grant, for coming on the show. I want to give our usual spiel at the end of the show. You can check us out on our YouTube channel with some random mediocre POVs at Cedar Point, Six Flags, Great America. We're trying to get more, but some parks have kind of been wishy-washy. They were all supposed to allow us to use meta glasses on the rides, but apparently some of the enchanted parks don't want to play along with that. But more to come, more to come. You can also check out our website for roadside attractions and dining reviews, which we have a couple new things on there. I posted one on going back to Bronner's to get a better photo report of kind of how it is, because I feel like I didn't really have a good photo report of that. We have a photo report on some of the concerts we've been to, and we also have some new Broadway reviews up too, going more in depth on what we discussed last week with the American Idiot musical. Instagram, keep it up. We love all the support, and especially TikTok. We love getting comments, so keep them on coming. with that, we will be ending the show. And I look forward to doing our America 250th show next week. And we will definitely have some surprises. So stay tuned. As always, thanks for listening. Keep on coasting.
Thank you for listening to tonight's episode of the Coast N Tiki podcast. For all of our listeners out there, keep on coasting.